There's a feature on the iPhone called Emergency SOS that I think is worthy of research and using if the iPhone belongs to a senior citizen. So if your job is to help a senior, an aging parent, or an aging friend, or someone in a community that you're helping with their cell phone, I recommend that you discuss this with them and then consider enabling the features within Emergency SOS. Let me show you what I'm talking about. If I go to Settings, under Settings, go down here to Emergency SOS. Now, in Emergency SOS, there are two different ways that you can enable having your cell phone call emergency services. Option number one is call with the hold and release button. This requires that you hold the button on the right and any one of the volume buttons. And when you press those two together and let go, it will call emergency services. Sometimes that's hard for some senior citizens to do. And for me, it's easier to do option number two. So I have the first option turned off. Option number two is call with 5 button presses. If I press the side button with my thumb 5 times fairly rapidly, then it's going to start a countdown. It's going to do an alarm. And then when the countdown ends, it will call emergency services. You can also, if you want, turn on or turn off call quietly. And I recommend that unless the person's in a risky area where you're afraid of intruders or something like that, then I recommend you leave this off because we want others around this senior to hear the alarms, hear the voiceover, and maybe assist the senior before it calls emergency services. So I recommend you leave call quietly off for most people. Now, here's the other one. The other option is call after severe crash. If you're in a car crash, your iPhone, as well as an Apple Watch, if you're wearing one, can automatically call emergency services. The device will start a countdown, sound an alarm before it makes the call. Now, by the way, Apple's pretty smart. They do not pretend that they can detect all crashes. But if it's a severe crash, the phone and or the watch can detect that and initiate calling emergency services. Again, I recommend call with 5 button presses for most people. And I recommend call after severe crash be enabled. Now, there's another feature here as well, and that's emergency contact. Using emergency contacts, I have it set up so that my phone can contact either my wife or one of my daughters in the event of an emergency as an alternative to dialing 911. And the last thing here is that if your iPhone is the right version of an iPhone, it could possibly make a satellite connection for emergency services when regular phone service is not available. But bottom line, I recommend at the very least call with 5 button presses and call after severe crash. For anyone who needs assistance, such as a senior citizen or an aging adult, turn those on. It may very well be the difference between life and death or severe accident for those who have an iPhone. Hey, this is Techno for Seniors. My purpose is to help senior citizens overcome the risks and fears of using technology, and I hope this video is useful as well.